What the fuck?
Matchday scarves, silly matchday scarves. Don't forget to eat matchday scarves.
At Millennium Stadium, pissing down to watch Man United versus AC Milan. City drew 0-0. Well, I drawed 0-0 with Cambridge. Terrible result. But, so it's going to be a long season.
Goal for AC Milan. Could have been an own goal, or it could have been scored by number 7, Samuel Castillejo. Manchester United 1, AC Milan 2.
It's a big keeper.
Number 25, Jose Reina.
The roof there, that'll be what Man United fans will be watching their games next season under.
First penalty scored by number 10, Ac Milan.
on fire. Jordan says he's terrified. Will Gray's on fire. Jordan says he's terrified. The match between Man U and AC Milan finished 2-2, and Man United won 5-4 on penalties. I only went down just because City were that crap last season. I were asked to go watch Man United at Millennium Stadium, and I was that demoralised. Still am, to be honest. Drawing 0-0 with Cambridge is absolutely piss poor. I can't comment on the game, but we should be beating teams like that, definitely. They only just stayed up last season. I actually would, well, I'm going to give you my predictions now for football season. Alex Evans will be following me. In the Championship, the bottom three, I'm going to say bottom of the league, Wigan. I don't think they're a strong enough team to be in the Championship. These are just personal opinion, to be honest. Second bottom, I'll say, I'm going to go for, it's a tough one. It's between two of them. They're still both going to go down. But I'll say Reading. Reading haven't recruited right well. They lost to Sheffield Wednesday on Saturday 3-1 at home. Not a very good start to the season. Haven't recruited well. We're poor last season, so they're second bottom. And third bottom, I'm going to go with... Oh, hang on. Low battery. On the third bottom, I am going to go with Luton Town. For the simple reason that they can score goals, but in the Championship teams will punish you at the back. British Samba Wonga, Mr. Wonga, certainly exploited that on Friday night when they drew 3-3. As I said, they're decent going forward, but at the back, not so good. So in sixth position in the Championship, I will go for... I was going to go Bristol City. I'm still going to go Bristol City. They've got a good manager in Lee Johnson. They've recruited quite well, actually. But, yeah, sixth position Bristol City. Fifth position Brentford. They've just signed that Pontus Janssen. Well, they signed Janssen. I think that can be good for Brentford because they're quite a good side anyway. They're bringing the right players, and they've brought in the right players. Going into a new stadium next season. So, yeah, build up that momentum and get into fifth position. Fourth position. No, I'm not going to say it. No, I'm not. I was going to go Huddersfield, but then I realised that they were shit. So, fourth position, I'm going to go for Derby County. They've just got Wayne Rooney as a player coach. That doesn't say much, really, but they've lost Lampard as well. But Derby are always one of them teams that are up there. So, fourth position, Derby. Third position, I'm going to go for Fulham. Now, Fulham have spent a lot this summer. They got relegated. So, I think they're the strongest out of the three teams that got relegated. So, I think they'll finish in third position. Second position, I'm going to go with Leeds United. When they've got a manager like Bielsa, they're going to be up there, and I do believe that this is the season that Leeds United will get promoted. I am one of the people that absolutely despises Leeds because, end of the day, they're not rivals to us because we're dog shit, and they're challenging for the Championship. Well, we're probably going to be challenging to stay in League 2 at this rate. And the champions of the Championship will be, I predict, West Brom. Now, they've got Slaven Bilic in charge. That's a good appointment, a very good appointment. They were close last season, and I do think that West Brom will do it this season. On to League 1. Bottom of the league, Bury. They won't even... It's hard for Bury at the moment because I don't even think they'll play a game. They could even go bust. They were supposed to play MK Dons at home. Match suspended. They were supposed to play Accrington away, and that has been suspended also. So they're into liquidation, starting with minus 12 anyway. Rock bottom Bury. Second bottom Bolton. And it's a shame because I feel so sorry for Parkinson. Do I fuck? Anyway, yeah. Bury bottom, Bolton second bottom because they can't field a proper team. Third bottom, Rochdale. I don't think, well, they were close to getting relegated last season. They've lost a few players. Third bottom, Rochdale. Fourth bottom, I'm going to go for AFC Wimbledon. You've been in there a few seasons now. This is the season that you're going down. Not strong enough. Yeah, your manager did well last season, but that were one season. Well done. Anyway, sixth position. I'm going to go for Blackpool because I don't like Grayson after what he did with City. But to be fair to Grayson, he made the right decision. He knew that our club were in the shit, so he fucked off. But I do think Blackpool will finish sixth under Simon Grayson because Grayson has gone there from the beginning of the season. The Oystons are out. The atmosphere at Blackpool is a lot better at the moment, so I do think that they'll finish sixth. Fifth position, I'm going to go for Peterborough. They've recruited well. They've got Ivan Toney up front, Mark Beavers in defence, and they've just signed George Boyd from Sheffield Wednesday, who can score goals in this league. So I do think Peterborough will finish fifth. Fourth position. Ooh, it's tough between four. Let's have a think. I'm going to go for Sunderland because everyone thinks Sunderland are going to piss the league, and to be fair, they're not right cracking. They couldn't even beat Bradford on Boxing Day, so that says how shit they are. But joking apart, I don't think they're as strong as the other three teams that I'm going to pick above. They have got Will Grigg. Charlie White's even on bench now. They've got quite a decent side up there, but it's not the top two team. Third position, Portsmouth. They did well last season. They were quite close to getting promoted. They've got a good atmosphere down there at the moment, so I do think that they'll finish third position, not top two, because with Brett Pittman, they will score goals, but I think that the two teams above are going to be stronger. Ipswich in second position. They've got relegated. They are one of the pre-season favourites, but half the team that were there were players that got them relegated and finished bottom. So with Ipswich, I do want them to do well. They've recruited quite a decent striker in James Noel, but he's done it in League 2. Can he do it in League 1? Hopefully so. But I do think they'll finish second. And top of the League 1, I do think Rotherham United will win the league. I think they've kept the same squad, and they were the best team out of the three teams that went down last season. Therefore, Rotherham are top of the league in my predictions. I'm going to go to work now, and then I'll do my League 2 predictions afterwards. City. Oh, my fingers. So I just finished work now, and I'm going to do my League 2 predictions. Bottom of the league, I think Macclesfield Town will finish. Sol Campbell did a great job there last season to keep them up, but I just can't see him staying up this season. The league is too difficult. When you've got teams there like the teams that have come up like Leyton Orient and Salford, too strong, and the teams like Cambridge, well, are going to go to places like ours and grind out a 0-0 draw because they just want to keep getting points at away grounds. Second bottom. Now, I was going to pick Oldham, but they do seem we've just picked up a couple of decent signings in David Wheater and another centre defender. So, second bottom, I'm going to go for Cambridge. They didn't do right well last season. I don't think they've recruited right well this season. Yeah, they drew 0-0 at our place, but it's not difficult, is it? Seventh position in League 2. I'm going to go for Northampton Town. They've recruited quite a lot of decent players, especially Alan McCormack, who was the player of the year for Luton Town last season. So I do think that they will be 7th position. 6th position, I'm going to go for Newport. I've got Patrick Armand up front with a decent striker like that. They will be scoring goals. But the defence does look a bit shaky as well. They conceded 2 goals to Mansfield within 3 minutes on Saturday. So therefore, that is why I'm going for Newport, 6th position. 5th position, I'm going to go for Swindon Town. I think Swindon have recruited quite well as well. They've signed 2 decent players. Don't know who they are, to be honest. Don't know the names, I've forgotten. But I've done a bit of research on the actual 2 strikers that they've signed, or 2 players they've signed, and they have actually done quite well before. So I do think Swindon will be 5th. I think that last season they massively underachieved. In 4th position, I'm going to go for Walsall. Walsall have got Paul Hurst in charge. He always does quite a good job in the lower leagues. He did well for Grimsby, got them promoted from the conference. And he also got Shrewsbury nearly promoted to the Championship when Blackburn and Wigan finished there above them. So I do think Paul Hurst will get Walsall in 4th position. In 3rd position, I'm going to go for Mansfield. When they've got players like Walker up front, they've signed Nicky Maynard. They were so close to getting promoted last season, but MK Dons picked them at the last minute. So I do think Mansfield will actually get over that line into 3rd position. 2nd position, I'm going to go for Salford, or Salford, or whatever they are called. When they've got money involved, in especially in a league like this, with the people that they do have in charge, if they're round about the playoffs, they are going to spend massively in January just to get them into the promotion spots. And I do think they'll finish 2nd. They absolutely tortured Stevenage on Saturday when they won 2-0. But I do think that Salford will finish 2nd in the league. I don't think they'll win the league. I think the champions of League 2 next season will be Plymouth Argyle. I think Plymouth Argyle will absolutely piss the league this season. With Ryan Lowe in charge, they've signed a load of players from Bury. Yes, Bury were the champions last season, but when they've signed the decent players of Bury, like Danny Mayer, they're gonna do well this season. They were unlucky to get relegated last season. They've got some decent players from last season still there. Therefore, I think Plymouth Argyle will finish top of the league. Now I'm going to go on to a few subscribers' teams and mention my team as well, their predictions. So I'm going to go with, in the Championship, Sheffield Wednesday. I think Sheffield Wednesday will finish mid-table. I think that they need to get a manager in ASAP, but then again they had a decent win at Reading on Saturday when they won 3-1. But I do think that they've got Barnsley at home on Saturday. They get 3 points there. Who knows? Could build from that and possibly push towards top end of the league. But I don't think they will. I think they'll finish mid-table. League 1 for my friend Clive Pads. I think Bristol Rovers will finish 10th. I don't think they'll get the playoffs, as you know. But I do think that they'll finish 10th due to I think they've lost Chris Lyons, but I don't know if he were playing for them. They're quite weak at the back, I've heard, but going forward they're quite good. So therefore, I don't know too much about League 1 at the moment because I haven't been studying on it, as my team is so shit that we're in League 2. Now, on to my team, Bradford. I think we're going to finish for 13th or 14th, and that'll be good if we do. Because from last season, we just struggled. We finished bottom of the league. We're still on this downfall from Eddie and Rahic. Hopefully, I'm wrong, and we'll finish in the top 12, or maybe even the playoffs. People are expecting too much for me. I am in a depressed mood with watching City at the moment because it's just not good enough. The players that we've signed on paper should piss this league, but it depends if they gel. On the first game of the season, didn't gel. We've got Grimsby Town on Saturday away. Hopefully we can get something there because they're another team that we should be picking points up against. But you never know. We've signed some decent players on paper. I was speaking to Sean, he said that Adam Henley was shit. He's seen Longridge, he says that he's decent. Clayton Donaldson and Vaughan up front, fair enough, but we need someone to play the ball to them. These guys are above the age of 30, so you know, hopefully I'm wrong, totally wrong, but I do see City. I'm going to say 14th next season. Yeah, so that is my predictions. I'll pass you on to Alex Evans. City on Saturday for Grimsby Town away. When I said it was Walsall that had Paul Hurst in charge, it isn't, it's Scunthorpe, but I still predict Walsall to finish 4th because I've got Darryl Clark in charge instead, who took Bristol Rovers from the Conference straight up to League One. I think Walsall they adapt to this league quite well as well. Whenever they're in it, they always do well, so that's why I'm predicting Walsall 4.
Hello everyone, back on Gaz's channel for another year after a successful debut. Around about Christmas time when I went and watched Bradford play Scunthorpe. Just currently sat here watching the Ashes, England thrashing Australia at the moment. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning here. I've got a can and Gaz has asked for me to do my predictions for the upcoming season, so but yeah, look, back on Gaz's channel, thoroughly enjoyed myself when I went on there around about Christmas time. It was a really good day out with Sean, Swain and Gaz. But anyway, I've got my predictions. I've got my top 6 and 7 for League 2 and my bottom 3 who I think are going down. So I'll start off with the Championship. My club's Leeds. Anyway, I'll start from the bottom. So bottom of the league in the Championship, I've got Reading. They just haven't invested. They really struggled towards the back end of last season. They haven't brought anybody in. I know when we went there, we beat them 3-0. I know we beat them at our ground as well. They just haven't done anything really. And Championship's one of the hardest leagues in the world. And if you're not paying money in it, you ain't staying up. So got Reading down the bottom. Followed by QPR, again, a bit like Reading. They're just a club that have stagnated in the Championship for a few years now. Not done an awful lot in the window again. I won't get into all their players who they've bought and who they haven't, but I just can't see QPR doing anything either. And Wigan, I've put Wigan in the bottom 3 as well. So all 3 clubs that have come up, Luton, Charlton and Barnsley. I think Barnsley will just stay up. I think they're our team to beat out well. Luton, very impressive last season. You know, nobody expected them to go on and frigging win the league, but they did. And Charlton, I think they'll just do enough as well. But Wigan, again, they haven't invested either. And again, if you're not spending money in the Championship, you're going to go down. And there's a club who I've put in the top 6 this year that might become surprising, but they've spent the money, and that's why I've put them in there. So Wigan, QPR, and Reading for me to go down in the Championship. So top 6. 6th, I've put Derby. I think they'll just squeeze in again. They've kept some of their good players, Mason Mount. Although Frank Lampard's gone, they've just got enough players, I think. Richard Keogh, he's a solid defender. You know, they've got the players of Derby. They've got the money. If they need investing in January, then, which I don't think they will, but if they do, then they've got the money to do so, and I think they'll just sneak into the playoffs. 5th, I've got Leeds. I've got us in 5th, sorry. I know a lot of people have got us to go 2nd or even top this year, a lot of the pundits, but I just don't think we're going to do it. Again, every time, you know, you go to places like Luton this year and QPR and like Brentford or, you know, all these clubs, Blackburn, they all want to beat you. Everybody wants to beat Leeds, and it's just so hard. All these clubs, Blackburn, they all want to beat you. Everybody wants to beat Leeds, and it's just so hard travelling this year. I know Bielsa's a top manager, but I just don't think we've got enough. I don't think we've got enough this year. I think we might get playoffs, and anything can happen in playoffs, but I don't think we're going to get top 2, and that's just my honest opinion. I didn't think we'd go up last year, and we didn't. Even when we were top with 7 games to go, I still didn't think we were going to go up. We just can't hold it together at the right points, you know. So I've got us finishing 5th and in the playoffs. 4th in the surprise package this year, I've got Brentford. They've got an absolutely quality squad. They've got Janssen now. They've kept hold of Morpay. Their midfield's quality. And the thing about Brentford is they've got a ground where it's just so hard to go to. It's that tiny little ground. It's a bit like Bournemouth. Only holds about 15,000. Tiny. going there on a cold Saturday, it's just not going to be easy. I think they had one of the best home records in the Championship last year, did Brentford. So as long as they can pick up these away results every now and again, I think they'll do well, and I think they will get fourth at Brentford, so I'll put them there. Third, I've gone for Fulham. I think they'll just miss out. I know they spent a lot on the top two. I think it's a funny one. They've spent a lot of money last season to try and stay in the Premier League. It didn't work. But I just think the two clubs above them have just got a bit more this year. So I've got Fulham at third. You know, they've got that knockout they've signed. They've got a really good side. It's just so hard, this Championship. It really, really is. One of the hardest leagues in the world to get out of. And one of the easiest to go down. So I've got Fulham there. Second, I've got West Brom. They've got that new manager, Bilic. They've just got a quality squad. They really, really do. They're just there. They were unlucky last year not to... them and Villa had a strong surge towards the end, and I think they were one of the most informed teams. So they're going right at the right time of the season last year, and they're just the Premier League side, in my opinion. West Brom, you know, they've got the players. Again, Hawthorn's hard place to go. They're going to get second for me. And top, I've got Cardiff. Warnock, he's just class. He's a class manager. He just knows how to get teams out of the Championship, as a lot of people would say. Cardiff, again, a bit like Brentford, just a hard place to go to on the day. You know, go all the way up to Cardiff and try to get 3 points. Not a lot of teams are going to do that this year. You know, again, they were very unlucky to go down. They were pulling some right-off results towards the back end of last season, the Premier League. They beat Man U on the last day. They should have really stayed up if it weren't for some refereeing